To those of you getting tired of being broke, if you hate being broke and you want to become rich, the first thing you need to do is to stop hating on rich people. The amount of money you make or have isn't what defines your wealth. It is not as important as your mindset. You will never become rich if you don't stop hating on rich people. Those who hate on rich people tend to have a lot of misconceptions on what rich people do and what rich people think. The biggest mistake is to believe that rich people never put in any effort, and to believe that rich people don't deserve to be rich more than you do. So what I'm telling is, you can have millions of dollars right now, but if you don't have the mindset of rich people, soon you'll become broke again. I believe this to be true because there are a lot of national case studies to prove my point. I think you've heard of someone winning a lottery before. I mean people who won big jackpots with the amount of at least millions of dollars. Have you bothered to follow up their stories after they won big lotteries? I've seen the after stories about them. More often than not, their lives went downhill from there. They went from having multi-million dollars to becoming broke, or even worse, some of them ended up in a huge amount of debt. And then I came to the conclusion about what these people had in common. It was the lack of the rich mindset. They misunderstood how rich people actually live their life, and they failed to make wise decisions on finance. Let me ask you this. If you had $1 billion falling into your hand, how do you know you would never end up like these lottery winners? So, here's a few questions to test your financial habits. How many dollars and how many cents did you spend in the last 7 days? How much did you have 7 days ago and how much do you have now? What is your budget limit for this month? When I ask you these questions, don't just tell me numbers. Tell me the exact number on how much you will spend on foods, on groceries, on rent or mortgage, on bills, on everything else that you are going to spend on. After all your spending by the end of this month, how much are you going to have left? Is your budget going to be on deficit? Or do you have something to put on saving? I give you 5 seconds to get all your answers ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are your answers? Okay, by now, if you aren't ready to answer all the questions I just asked, I regret to tell you that you would more likely end up the same as those lottery winners. One of the reasons why a lottery winner lost it all after winning the big prize is that they failed to track their spending. They weren't aware of their spending habits. Most financially successful people know where every penny of their money goes. 5 seconds should be more than enough to pull out a spreadsheet and answer every single question about personal finance. When people don't track their spending, what they do instead is mental accounting. They like to buy and forget. They don't do budgeting because they think it's too much work for them. Let's say they have a few $100s in the bank account. They just go ahead making a $20 Chipotle order without a second thought. In their mind, they feel like $20 Chipotle order is nothing compared to hundreds of dollars they have at the time. Well, it wouldn't be a problem if they only buy it once. But in reality, realistically, they don't track how much they have spent and how much they have left. they will most likely make the second purchase and still have the same attitude of like, it's only $20 and I have hundreds of dollars left. And you know what's gonna happen next. Their third purchase, they were thinking like, I have hundreds of dollars, and when it comes to their fourth purchase, they're still thinking, I have hundreds of dollars left. And this keeps going on, and you know what I mean. They often don't realize until it's too late. And even when they wake up and feel bad because they realize that they spent money on unnecessary things, they are likely to revert back to the same behavior unless they choose to discipline themselves. Let's be honest, many of you have that kind of attitude. The kind of like, I have hundreds of dollars and I'll spend $20 on Chipotle. Then you buy it again and again till you can't. And next, you complain about how you can't afford to eat. To be fair, I used to be like that. It's convenient to be a slob paying extra to be in comfort. It's convenient to order DoorDash instead of cooking for myself. It's convenient to not think about budgeting. If you want to stop being broke, then you should stop your impulsive buying. You need to sacrifice some of these extra comforts and luxuries and learn to resist your dopamine craving. I don't care if you're going to disagree with me and make ton of excuses. Feel free to go ahead and throw these classic excuses at my face. I don't have time to cook, I don't have time to track my spending, I work 1,000 hours a week, I don't have time to do anything, da 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 da. But I tell you this, if you refuse to change your attitude, no amount of money can satisfy you. You can win the first Powerball prize and become an overnight billionaire. Then you're gonna impulsive spend on every single thing you think will make you happy. Now in your subconscious mind, you will not be thinking like, I have hundreds of dollars anymore. Instead, you think, I have millions of dollars. And what you think gonna happen next? You will be buying and buying luxuries that your $1 million can afford without second thought. You keep buying and don't realize how fast your money is being burned. Eventually you spend all of it, and you become broke again. Then you're unhappy again, probably even unhappier than before you won the lottery. You know what? There is one thing that can prevent this. It is your self-control. Control your dopamine craving. Resist your instant gratification. Go back to all the questions I asked previously and start thinking about your answers. Forget your excuses and start taking on responsibilities. Responsibility is the explanation why self-made rich people manage to stay rich. Here is a saying, with great financial power comes great financial responsibility. If you think you can get away with huge money and without responsibility, then it will soon backfire on you.